Hey, greetings everybody. This is Beep speaking. So I'm making this video to answer to some of the questions I have been getting lately, and one of them is why are you Beep speaking about financial education? Good questions. As many of you may have seen some of the videos or some of my posts on social media about finances. So I know that most of you know me as the dance artist, the choreographer, the artistic director of Kiandanda Dance Theatre and Bongi Square Festival. So the event organizer, community organizer, so the artist. Okay, but to give you a little bit of my background, before I was an artist, I was a student. So when I was back in the day, when I was in my home country in the Congo, when I went to school, I studied actually economics and studied finance. I went for my bachelor's in economics and I went for my master's in finance before before transitioning to fully becoming a performer. So I didn't become a professional performer by they don't say by choice, but it was by chance. So I say art chose me. I was drawn to it as I was completing my master's degree in finance. I was then selected to a dance competition to go to Paris and compete. It was a contest that was going on in Paris, and as I got to Paris with back then my dance company I was working with, company Lisanga, we won 2 prizes and then we start traveling the world. So by then I didn't really quite have time to go back and work in a bank as my father wanted me to. So however, I also was a curious person. Simultaneously as I was going to school studying finance, studying economics, I loved everything that was available to me. I was an actor, I was a dancer, I love to write. I was always doing poetry competitions, I was writing shorts, so I was doing everything pretty much. As I was going to school, I was all over the place doing it all. I loved science, I loved maths, I loved physics, I loved biology, and matter of fact, my degree to go to college, I have a degree in biology, so I love biology. so so now let's come back to the questions. Why am I doing all this financial education work? I'm doing financial education work because I saw the damage that in my, at least in the Congolese community, in African communities, I just noticed that most people do not have enough financial education to take care of their finances. Okay, so and because I understand the importance of finances or financial educations, I think even being an artist does not prevent me for helping people to be financially aware or financially conscious, because we live in a world where a lot of things resolve around money, around finances. So the better we know, the more we have access to information, the better we can take care of ourselves and shape the financial future for ourselves and for our families. So that's one of the reasons I'm doing financial education work. One of the reasons I'm offering options and really having this post on social media to help those who are reading, to help those in my communities, to help my friends to do a little bit better with their financial habits, which means how we spending, how much we saving, and also how much we investing our money. So I love what I'm doing. I'm loving my crusade. I'm loving my missions. And matter of fact, let me show you some of the reasons that really motivated me to come, out there publicly to share with you all the time on social media all this work I'm doing in the financial industry. There is such one thing that we call GoFundMe. Do you all know GoFundMe? I notice in my community, the African community especially, every time someone passed away, there will always, or most of the time, there will be a GoFundMe. So a GoFundMe is just raising money so the family can send the body back home to whatever African countries they came from. However, some families, for those who could not get the money from the GoFundMe campaign, then loved ones were buried here on foreign land in America because they couldn't send the body home. And I knew that there was solutions if people just have access where they can put a little bit of money aside, for to take care of the final expenses. Then there are actually solutions where family who avoid to do the GoFundMe, which means just asking people for money. You can have a plan that help you to send your loved one back home to Africa. And I've noticed also some of the people I talked to, the elders, they in their 60s or 70s, they were still working hard. There was no way they could really retire comfortably because the financial, the retirement plan was not there, or it was there, but there was not enough money to sustain their retirement. So they have to keep working, otherwise they will not survive the expenses of everyday life. And I know that there are plans, there are solutions to retirement options that are open to us. But if nobody talks to tell us about it, then there is no way we can know about the solutions about those plans, those financial plans or retirement plan. So I knew about it, and I know I cannot be quiet as I have my background in finances. I need to go out there and speak to my loved ones, speak to my friends, speak to all the people around me about what I'm doing. So hoping that the information that I'm providing and the resources that I provide will help them make decisions for themselves. You remember back in the day, there was a time, there was such a thing we called slavery. During slavery, it was forbidden for black bodies to read. To read was a crime. And there was another thing called colonization. So during colonizations, those who colonized designed the educational system. And the educational system was designed to keep the colonized to keep the colonized not have access to certain information. So just enough information that let you go by in society, that get you get the job, that to make you become a consumer, that make you become the worker. You have to work for somebody. Okay, so that's how we design. Even in the Western world, we have the business owners and we have those who are working for the rich, making them rich. Okay, so that comes also to access informations. People not having access to information prevent them for knowing what solutions they have to shape the future. And also there is not class. There are no classes about financial education and financial literacy in from elementary school, high school. It's just not taught in schools. So if financial education is not taught in school, so why is that? There is a reason. Where if everybody had access to information about money, where everybody will be rich. Somebody gotta work. Somebody gotta do the job for the business owners. So that's why I believe it is really important. It's really important for people, everybody, to have access to information. And really, once you have access to information, you have to make a decision to take care of yourself. So now let me ask you questions. How many of you work with a financial advisor? Traditional financial advisor. So if you don't work with a financial advisor, why? One answer could be either you don't know that there are such thing called financial advisor. Second is you may not be able to afford a financial advisor because if you don't have any assets, financial advisor will not work with you. First of all, if you don't have $1,000, $2,000, the financial advisor won't sit with you to offer you the solutions they have. And most importantly, if you don't have $1 million, $500,000, you don't be short, you don't have assets. Where a financial advisor, they're not gonna talk to you. They work with those big financial firms, Merrill Lynch and Fidelity, and they're not gonna talk to you. You don't have money. Why are they gonna do? You don't have anything. They won't gonna talk to you. So, which means financial advisor, traditional financial advisor, only speak to those who have money, those who mean the rich. So, what about the rest of the people? That's my crusade. My crusade is to come out there, speak with everybody, especially in my community, the African communities, African American communities, or what we call in America the minority communities, or shortly everybody, all my friends. It doesn't matter, because this thing, you who think it only minorities or people, as we call them, people of color, who have a lack of financial education, but believe me or not, I mean, in the industry, I talk to everybody, and a lot of people from all races need this information. They need to be financially educated so they can make proper decisions for themselves. And you know what? If you did not start saving money, investing money 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, the right time to do so is now. So all I can ask for you, hey, shoot me a text message, give me a call. I'm gonna leave my email address. We can have a conversations. Or if you see my post on Facebook, on Instagram, or on LinkedIn, please leave a message, DM me. We can have a conversation. I'm gonna have a series of these videos to share more and even a little bit in depth about my financial experience and really why am I doing this and why I believe that to save the black communities, also to close the wealth gap. I think if one person can take care of the finances, and that goes to 100 people, thousands, that's one way we can close the gaps. It just takes one person to be conscious, and then we spread the word, and everybody starts correcting their financial behaviors. They expand their spending habits, correcting the spending habit, and also making sure they're using the purchasing power in the right place. So once you do it in the community, it's going to help the community, because the more financial education we have, the more smart with money we're going to be, the more we're going to invest in the community, and we're going to be making the community a little bit wealthier and close the wealth gap. So I'll be coming to you all the time with videos like this to share more concepts, a little bit of concept. And this is a disclaimer: I am not your financial advisor. I'm just giving you a little bit of tips on how to handle finances. This is your brother B-Boy here. I love you guys. See you on the next video. Bye bye.